Drea Humphrey here with Rebel News. May 15th, early morning. I am 2 hours away from Universal Ostrich Farms in Edgewood, BC. I drove through the night to get out here and I got some shut-eye at my in-laws. It's a 9-hour trek. Why? Why is it important that Rebel News is there? Well, many of you know that we don't know. Hours, days, minutes, a week. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency's kill order will be fulfilled unless some miracle stops that. And that is the order to kill 400 healthy, prehistoric, exotic ostriches in the name of protecting public health from the avian flu. But as many of you know from following my reports at SaveTheOstriches.com, you know that makes no sense because their eggs, with their robust antibodies, well, they're being used in partnership with the United States, a university in Japan, and Canada to come up with a defense research against the avian flu so that flocks like them don't have to die. You know, nearly 9 million birds have been culled in the name of avian flu since 2022 in British Columbia alone. You would think Canada would maybe want that type of research to live on, especially since the initial call order was from back in December, and here we are in mid-May. But of course, the only logic that makes sense, I guess, is that Moderna, with its $500 million it just got granted to come up with a mRNA avian flu jab, well, that's what makes the most sense. Let's go ahead and kill these healthy birds. Now, I'm going to hop back into the car and I'm going to show you what happens because this is an injustice and it shouldn't be done in the dark. The whole world should see what is about to go down in this country. And I recently interviewed right after they got the news that the federal court sided with the CFIA after looking through the evidence. I interviewed Katie Piscini. She grew up with these birds. They can live for like 75 years, I think. They live a long time. They're 300 pounds and they can run 70 kilometers per hour. And what is that going to look like? Of course, she didn't want to talk about it, but she described, you know, if one gets shot in the head, the rest will scatter. This sounds absolutely horrific, especially since it didn't need to happen. So I'm going to show you what does happen, but also there's been a call to action by the farmers. And so as I'm standing here, I've heard there's about 40 people already there gathering. So who knows what is about to go down, but you can follow along at SaveTheOstriches.com. And please, if you value our journalism, just like at the trucker convoy where we showed you with live streams so they couldn't effectively lie. The truth was out there. If you value that we get our boots on the ground, I don't know how long I'm going to be out there. I've arranged some childcare. I brought some pepperoni and cheese and boiled eggs with me. And like I said, I stayed at my in-laws, which cut down on costs, but I am going to have to rent accommodations stay at a hotel or motel or lodge. And there's not much in the area. So there, of course, was the 9-hour drive here and my commute. If you really do value our reports, you trust our reports, please consider chipping in to cover the travel expenses involved for me to be there by going to SaveTheOstriches.com. And I've also set up a very quick one-click email where you can fire off saying, hey, stop this, don't go through with this, to the CFIA and other officials on that site as well. So that's two things. Please chip in to cover our travel expenses and please take action at SaveTheOstriches.com. I'll see you soon.